Hi guys, welcome back to Creative Frenzy. Okay, today we're gonna make some earrings. Very simple. In the last video we made a pendant like this, okay, and now we're gonna make some earrings with the leftover pieces. Waste not, want not, okay? So it started out as a round piece of metal. It's from a this one is from a lid from the icing in the Pillsbury cinnamon roll thingies. But I've also, I have some juice can lids and some other bits of metal. This is from, this is from the magnet, oops, sorry, a little bright, from the magnet packaging at the dollar store. This is a lot thicker, so I'm not so sure if this would lend itself to this kind of easier snipping, with the snips. So we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna make some earrings. Why not? So I thought, with the leftover bits, so I have 4 different pieces. So all I do is I try to pick the 2 that are more or less the same without too much trimming. So these are very different, right? So I'm not going to worry about those. We can still make something with that, but for now let's make something with these earrings. So they're pretty much the same shape and size, okay? There's not a whole lot of difference. So all we're going to do is we're going to texturize it, okay? Now remember, because we cut this with snips, okay, it's going to be sharp, so we have to do this so that we can get rid of the sharpness, any kind of burrs and things like that. So sort of go away from the metal and flip it over. And then we're going to texture it. Okay, then feel along the edges. So there's going to be a little bit of sharp pieces here and there. We can take care of that in the next stage. So let's do this one. Again, if this is too loud, too long, whatever, fast forward until I get to the part where we do something else besides hammering. Okay, feel free to do so. I will not be offended. Okay, so you want it flat. If there's any kind of bowing, just turn it over so that the bow is up, and then you can just flatten it down. So they're more or less even. They're still organic looking, which is nice, which is what I like. I am going to now punch in a couple of holes, okay? The idea is to have it hanging this way, for me anyway. I kind of like the longer dangly earrings, so I'm going to just put the hole as close as I can without it being too close to the edge. So I have an awl. It's just a Stanley one, but it's nice and sharp. It's perfect for piercing little holes in your thin metal. So I'm just going to sort of, guesstimate, and that's where I'm going to put it. So it's going to close up if you try to hammer it close or hammer it flat, so we're going to go on both sides. So just put it in there. This is why I like a wooden block, like a wood slice underneath my work surface. It just makes it for a nicer surface to work on, which is perfect. You know, I don't have to worry about putting a bunch of holes in it because it just makes it look better. That's my theory. Okay. Give it a bit of a wiggle just to widen it a bit. There again. And then we're just going to flatten it so it doesn't catch on anything. And then it's nice and even-ish. Okay? I always go for the ish because nothing is ever 100%, okay? You just want them to look like twins. Not identical twins, but just, you know, twins. It's okay. So now we've done that, we're going to take out our little sanding sponge again. I find this the easiest way to clean these off. So let's do it this way so you can actually see. So just, I mean, if you're happy with the texturizing, you know, if that's the way you want it, then that's perfect. But this just takes care of any burrs. We'll go this way. Follow along the curve a bit. And then just make sure it's smooth-ish. Yes, there will be some burrs there still. We can take care of that with a file. Or you can leave it because it just makes it part of the texture. I do these videos in real time just to show you that it's not very time consuming to make jewelry. And I could fast forward, but I don't have the software. So, you know, you can fast forward this on your computer if you want to put it to double time setting or whatever. That's how my daughter watches all of her lectures. Her lectures at university is in double or even triple time, so that she can get through them quicker. So it's kind of funny. So how do you even understand what the professor is saying? She says, oh, you get used to it. Okay. But yeah, feel free to fast forward. I mean, I will not be offended in any way. So see how it's sort of jagged, but it's not sharp. I'm not going to hurt myself on it, okay? So it's perfect for this application. I'm not concerned about it. It's not going to hurt anyone, okay? If you like smoother edges, you can take a file to it. This is a little diamond file. You can just take that to it and then get right in there. I have used a wood file in the past, but I kind of like the small diamond files. I got my set at Princess Auto here in Canada. So, you know, go to the hardware store. You can find some interesting things there. You don't have to buy expensive jewelry tools in order to make it work. I've done it for years just on those sanding blocks. It just takes a little bit longer, that's all. Okay, so now we have our two earrings, and we're going to use these jump rings. And now we need some ear wires. So my way of making ear wires is fairly simple. I use 20 gauge. You could use a thicker gauge. You could use 18 or whatever, but I kind of like it because the ear wire is less thick. So it depends on your piercing. You don't want it to be too thick because then it can hurt when you try to put it in, okay? So I'm just going to clean it. And then I'm going to cut two pieces the same length. And in this, I kind of, you know, I do, again, pseudo measuring, but I will use a Oh my goodness. Here it is. So you can use a wooden block. This one I just stole from the kids when they were little. They had these building blocks, so I stole a couple of them. They didn't miss them. They don't care. You could use a marker, okay, for smaller earrings. So because these are quite large, I like to use a smaller kind of, whatchamacallit? Tool. Sure, we'll go with that word. Until I find the right one, that's the one we're using. Okay, so two of the same length, roughly 2 inches, I would say. It's one of those things, it's up to you. You have to do, an experiment and see what works for you. So roughly 2 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. And I just hold them like this, so that if I did miss the mark, I'm just going to make them the same this way, okay? It just makes it simpler. So now we have the wires. We are going to use a cup burr. Now, you can get these at Michael's. Before I had one of these, I just used a regular file. Again, it just takes longer, but it's not the end of the world. If you don't have a cup burr, don't worry about it. I've used a regular file like this, or even a wood file like this, a flat one, okay? So it all depends. Again, this just makes it go a little bit faster. So what we're gonna do, this is going to be, the end of my earring. So what it has is a little cup, so the wire goes in there. Can you even see? Oh, there we go. There. So all you do is, make sure that it's nice and smooth. So when you put it in your piercing, so I always test it on the back of my hand. So it's nice and smooth. You can do both. You don't have to, but this way it saves you from trying to remember which one you did and which one you didn't do. So if you do both, just make a habit of it. Then you don't have to worry about which way you have the wires. You could wait until the very end to do it, of course, but why wait when you can do it now? So I love making my own ear wires. I used to buy them all the time at Michael's. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy, buying whatever, but it's kind of nice to make your own, because then you can make different sizes, which is perfect. And the wire will keep the finish on there nicely. Okay, so what we're going to do now, hi hon, I'm filming, sorry. So we are going to just make our little loop and break it, okay? I'll show you that again. Make our little loop and break it. Did you see that? There we go. So it's nice and straight-ish, okay? And then what I do is I have them facing the same way, as closely as I can together, and then I grab my tool, that expensive marker, and then I go like that, okay? At the same time, because it makes it much easier, all right? And then you break the end of it. So grab it and just go like that, just a little bit, so that when you go to put it in your ear, it's not going to just come out on you, okay? So that's a nice small one. Because these are so big, it's nice to have a smaller ear wire. So that's how I do mine. And here you can just harden it a little bit. Just hammer it just a little bit, not too much, because you want it to fit in your ear, okay? But this way it's not going to bend out of shape on you. It's going to stay nice, and it makes it stiffer because you're just, hardening it up a bit. That's all. Okay, so now that you've done that, I'm going to attach it to our little pieces here. Let's see. Nope, 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 and nope. There they are. Yeah, find the tools. All right, so all we're going to do is attach them to our ear wires. And usually what I do is I hold it like this, and then I put the ear wire on this way. And if you do it always that way, you always have it hanging nicely off your ear wire. Okay, there, and that is it. So this would be from the side, okay? Now if you want it facing the front and sort of have your face framing, okay, is that even? There we go. So you can always put an extra little loop on there and face it the other way. So you could absolutely do that. So let's do that. Or you can have them both facing different directions. That's okay too. You know, go with the flow kind of thing. So let's see. Big one first. Okay. Because the big ones will fit, right? If you choose the little one, it's not going to work properly. So it's kind of nice to go like that. And then, oops, we lost one. And the small one will help it to face the other way. Okay. So face it this way. So now when you hang it, see? Oh, now it'll lay flat nicely like this. Okay? So we'll do the same thing with the other one, because it's kind of nice to have them sort of, you know, look like half moons on each side of your ears, or on, you know, each side of your head kind of thing, and then have it do its own little thing. There we go. Okay. And then you can add chain to this and hang it in the front. You could do whatever you want. So if you wanted to match the pendant that I made the other day, you can absolutely have the same stones, same kind of chain kind of thing. But there we go. Okay. Oh, finicky. I know. Alrighty, so now this way. So when you wear them, it's gonna hang nicely. So again, you know, if you find that you want more texture, you can absolutely add more. But this way, you have some pretty earrings. Just very inexpensive, organic looking, you know, and you can hang chain off of the front of here with some seed beads, whatever you feel like doing. But there we go. That's kind of cool. And I wish I had something to hang them off of, but I do not. So, again, markers to the rescue. There we go. There, simple, right? Okay. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, feel free to fast forward to the end, whatever you felt like doing. But I hope you enjoyed the real time. It makes it a little bit easier to see how people do it, and you know how quick and simple it really is, because I'm not editing this video. I'm showing you exactly how I do it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.